Hey guys, it's Stacy, and today I'm here to do my July wrap-up. I read a total of 9 or 8 books this month, which is a lot better than I have been doing, and so I'm just going to get right on into it with all the books that I read. So the first book I read this month was for the biannual bibliothon. I only read 2, so I didn't think I had to do a wrap-up. I read 2 and started another, so yeah. So the first book I read for that and this month was Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. And I gave this a 4.5 stars. I have a review for it if you want to go watch it, so I'm not going to go into much detail about it, and everybody knows what it's about. But I really enjoyed this book. It wasn't a full 5 stars, but very close, and I'm super excited to read the second and third one very soon. The next book I read was Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan, and I gave this 3.54 stars. I enjoyed it a lot better than I enjoyed the first one a year ago. I really like Rick Riordan's work, and this was a lot of fun, and I really like Sadie and Carter. I love their sibling dynamic, and I just love siblings in books anyway. So this was really good. So these were Shatter Me and this one were the only 2 I got done for the biannual bibliothon. And the next book I started during the biannual bibliothon but did not finish, and that is Iron Knight by Julie Kagawa. I gave this a 4.55 stars. I really love this book. I think it's my favorite in the entire series, and I forgot how much I love this series. I wish I hadn't put this book off so long, but it was really good, and I just had a lot of fun reading it. And I knew I would really enjoy it, but I don't know why I put it off for so long. But if you haven't read this series, you should go read it. I get like an Alice in Wonderland vibe from it. And it's really good, and it's set in the Never this part is, and this follows Ash, and so it's amazing. Yeah. And this next book I started before the biannual bibliothon, but I had to stop it so I could do my reading challenges, and that was The Last Star by Rick Yancey. And I gave this 5 stars, I think, or 4.5 stars. I can't really remember, but this was the 3rd and final book in the 5th Wave series, and this book surprised me in so many ways. It was a lot darker than the other 2 books, and it just took a turn. Things happened in this book that I did not expect to happen, and it was really amazing, and I loved it a lot. One of my favorite conclusions I've ever read in my entire life. And so if you're stuck on the first book, or the second book mostly, read it and then read this one, because this makes it totally worth it, because it's so amazing and it was wonderful. This next book is probably my favorite book of this year, and that is The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. I gave this a 4.5 stars. It was so amazing. This is set in like London. It's set in London 1812, and it follows a girl finding out who she is, and the main character is so ahead of her time. It's amazing. Like, she has her typical 1800 like mindsets, like dresses and, you know, how to look, like you have to look a certain way, but she was an amazing main character, and she was not annoying at all. Like, normally girls in this time period really annoy me, but she didn't. She was amazing, and I love this book. The world is amazing. It's a demon hunting steampunk type novel. If you like the Infernal Devices, I would definitely read this. And there's little to no romance in this book. Like, it's very like slow burning, but like you don't really get, you get hints of it, but nothing ever actually happens, and that is amazing. Like, that does not happen a lot in YA. But you guys should go read this book. It's one of my favorites. My favorite of this year so far. So yeah. And the next book I read was Darkness Brutal by Rachel A. Marks. I gave this 3 stars. This is a demon hunting novel set in LA. I wanted this book to be a lot better than it actually was. Like, it was really enjoyable. You know, it's one of those fast reads you can read really quickly. It's like one of those guilty pleasure type novels. But the main character, Aiden, is really wishy-washy, and his 2 love interests, I kind of like one of them, but I do not like the other. And this was supposed to be a book about him and his sister, but he got wrapped up in these 2 girls, and it was just a time. I do plan on buying and reading the next one, but I mean, like, if you like the Mortal Instruments, I would give it a try. It's not gonna be as good. Like, it's City of Bones good, because like City of Bones is not the best, but they get better as the books go on. It's not City of Lost Souls good, but it's like City of Bones good, if that makes sense, but it's definitely a 3-star book for me, and it was a lot of fun to read and stuff, but yeah. The next book I read on my Kindle, and that was The Clockwork Scarab by Colleen Gleason. I was supposed to read this for the Biennial Babython, but I did not get to it, so I just went ahead and read it, and it was different. I gave this 3 stars. Then Evelyn Stoker, the niece of Sherlock Holmes, and like the great-great-granddaughter of like Victoria Stoker, I don't know. But I like this book for the most part. I really liked Mina's point of views and stuff. I did not really care for Evelyn. She was not my favorite. She was annoying. She like pitted women against each other, that type of thing. But Mina was very, you could tell she was a feminist, and she is so far beyond her time. It's amazing. But it says it's supposed to be like vampire hunting, but it's not. But it's a lot of fun. It's steampunky, and I would definitely give it a go if you like steampunk, because it was very entertaining, very fast read, it keeps your attention, and so yeah. And the next book I read was The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. I gave this 4.55 stars. I gave a lot of things 4.55 stars, but this is the 3rd book in the Heroes of Olympus, and it was so good. The ending left off on such a cliffhanger, and so good. Ugh, I loved it. And the last book I read I don't have with me because it was a library book, and that is I Hunt Killers by Barry Lyga. I give this 3 stars, and I'm going to be doing a review for this on my book blog, be linked down below. But it was interesting. I really like these thriller, psychological type things, and it was very interesting. I cared more about the 2 side characters than I did the main character, whose name was Jazz. His best friend and his girlfriend were really like the heart of it for me. And one thing I really enjoyed, Jazz's girlfriend is not your typical blonde-haired, blue-eyed, skinny little girl. She is African American, and she was amazing. She was spunky, but she wasn't like a pushover, and she was just all around amazing. Like, I loved her. And then there was Howie, his best friend, who was sarcastic and witty, and I loved him. But yeah, so I gave that 3 stars, and I mean, it was really quickly. I read it in a day, so yeah. So that is it for today's video. Comment if you read any of these or what you read this month, and yeah, so I will see you guys next week in another video whenever I film that. So yeah, bye!